Dangerously Talented wants to know my scariest experience. That's a tough one. I've been scared a lot in my life. Uh, um, Getting tagged was scary, but that's pretty weak compared to. God, I've had some car accidents. You know, I've been jumped. I think the scariest one is kind of in that category, though. The scariest one was actually a time I didn't get jumped, but almost got jumped. Uh, because I was frightened by how dumb I can be. You know, I mean, I think I'm a fairly bright guy, but I'm a little dense sometimes, and I don't always. Sometimes I have to reflect on something for a while, and I in the late '80s, I lived in a kind of a flop house. I didn't have much money, and it was cheap rent in downtown Sacramento. Um, and I found out after a while, that it was really commonly known as Lavender Heights because it had a reputation for having an awful lot of gay people there. Kind of ex-hippies and, I mean, a lot of druggies and a lot of winos. It was a really kind of the part that where I lived, or it was a little skid rowy, you know. It's gotten better. But I was walking home one night. I don't remember from where, it's because what happened kind of wiped out the memory preceding it. But carload of guys pull up. I think there was at least four guys in this car, and they're playing something like AC/DC or something. And I'm asked, from out the window, I'm just walking down the sidewalk. I was asked if I knew where a gay bar was, if I knew where any gay bars were. And honestly, I didn't, I mean, I've never been in one. I'm not gay. I just lived in Lavender Heights, and I knew gays. I get it. I really enjoy the company of lesbians, especially because you can just relax and all politics are gone. But I didn't think about it. I just didn't think about it. I've been working with gay people all my life. To me that's like saying somebody's a Democrat or a Republican or something. It's just another way of being. It just doesn't threaten me, and I forget how threatened other people are. And I told these guys I didn't know where any gay bars are. I'm not into that. I'm not really into bars at all that much. I'm not a big drinker. I am such a dumb shit. I'm talking to these guys, they're all conversational, and they pull away, and one of the guys in the passenger seat gives me a thumbs up and a nod, like, "Cool, you're all right. You like girls." And it dawned on me suddenly, and it sunk in, and over time, it gnawed at me like a canker. That these guys they were looking for somebody to kick the crap out of. They wanted to find a gay person. And boy, am I lucky they didn't find out I'm an atheist. I'm sure that would have done just fine for them. They might have liked that better. They might have gotten even more carried away. Because, I mean, if they're threatened by a gay person, I'm sure they're threatened by someone like me. Anyone different scares them. But that frightened me because I realized I'm a dumbass sometimes. I should have seen that. I should have been smart enough to pick up on that. I'm thinking that these guys, I mean, I don't know. I must have been smoking a doobie with somebody or something. I mean, I was totally clueless, before. But, I mean, I've told that story to people, too. I'm like, hey, if anybody ever pulls up to you and asks you where a gay bar is, even if you do know, even if you go into those places, don't tell them. They don't really want to know. They just want to find out if you're the person they're looking for. Because, people like that think they're not so sure about themselves anyway. It just scares the crap out of me. I just don't understand how someone can be so threatened by something that has nothing to do with them. And they're willing to take it out on somebody for just being who they are. It's just crazy. It's scary. It really, it'll never go away. It's always been in my mind, and yet I've had worse experiences. That somehow you don't get scared when someone's kicking the crap out of you. It's those near misses where you have time to reflect about it, and you realize, God, what the hell just happened? Oh shit, I think I know what just happened. And that's a good list. That's a good story for people to hear, because somebody pulls up, they're driving down the street and there's a carload of guys and they ask you that question. Put a lot of bass in your voice and just tell them, I'm heading to Titty City. I wouldn't know. Anyway, I got to tag some people, so I'm just going to write it in the column there, because I have a couple ideas, some people I admire. I'd like to hear their version that, what events frightened them. So let me think about that. So, ciao for now.